Nope. But there are actually a lot of levels that are possible, so let's just jump right into it. This one's gonna be a fun one. Starting out with Windmill Act 1, there isn't a whole lot to talk about in regards to jumping, because it's mostly a straight line here in the beginning, so there isn't a whole lot that you have to worry about for now. Once you get to this part, you're gonna want to take the top part instead of going on the bottom, because if you do, there's gonna be a line of enemies on some stairs, and stairs are our mortal enemy when it comes to no jumping, so you want to avoid those as much as humanly possible. Before we get too far in the video, let me know what you all think about this version of Unleashed. This is the one that I grew up with. I played it on the Wii when I was a kid, and even though I like the HD version more, this one still holds a special place in my heart. I even have a few mods on that makes the experience a little better. I have a physics tweaking mod, so it makes it control a little bit better, and I also have a texture pack on, so that way it makes the game look more HD. But with that, we complete Windmill Act 1 and move on to the next level. Windmill Act 2 is also a pretty easy level, but there are a few places where you do want to be careful. Here you want to take the bottom route because if you want to take the spring, you'd have to jump, and you'd have to be pretty stupid to do that. Sorry, I don't know what came over me. This is where it starts to get interesting. In this 2D section, we have a stair. And you know we hate stairs in this run, so we can't jump over it. But instead, there's a little quirk in this game with the lightspeed dash. It has a little bit more range than usual, so we're actually able to lightspeed dash over the stair. Here we go up in the top level just because I feel like it. We drop down and... Sonic, can you go a little bit fast? Sonic, go fast. Sonic! Once you get here, take the spring and go on the top level, because if you go on the bottom, there's going to be a set of stairs that you cannot jump over. Here, it doesn't really matter if you take the top path or fall down below. They both lead to the same place, and you don't have to jump for either path. It's a pretty straight shot to the end of the level. It does not require jumping, so you're in... He's right behind me, isn't he? As I was saying, you make it past this guy, and you're in the clear and on to the next level. Rooftop Run is another one of those levels where in the beginning, it's mostly a straight line, so all you have to do is just boost and you win. Normally here, I jump over the spring just to do a quick time save, but I can't do that here because I can't jump, so instead we actually take it. Don't attack the enemy because that would require jumping. Instead, go right, which is where you would have ended up anyways. Over here, I juke this guy, and instead of taking the shortcut, I go the long way. Now it gets interesting here because we can't wall jump, so instead we have to fall down below and make sure that we have to hit this quick time event, otherwise we would have to jump to get to the spring, which obviously we cannot do. Once you get to this section, all you have to do... The fact that you look at the camera, you're just like, what did I just do? This section's pretty free. It's just the same as the last level, so all you have to do is just get past this guy and you reach the end of the level. On to the next one. Next up is Haska, and oh my god, the slowdown. The beginning section here is pretty easy. There's no jumping involved, so you just play the section as normal. Unfortunately, unlike the HD version, once you hit spikes, you don't bounce, so instead you just stay on the ground and you get trapped. So that is the end of the level. Next up on our list is Dragon Road, and I take the top path instead of the bottom one because I don't know what's on that bottom path. And once we take the shortcut, we go and hit these enemies, and instead of going in the orange hoop, we're going to take the shortcut because, again, I do not know what's over there. I don't know if there's any ledges or stairs that we'd have to worry about, so just do that instead. After this quick time event, we have to fall down to the bottom because we can't wall jump, and it takes us on the bottom route. You see that rail? That's where we would have gotten if we went on the top path, so it takes us to the same place anyway. Take this bottom route, or I will actually find where you live and give you a present. This section's pretty easy. There's no jumping involved. All you have to do is just dodge the spikes that come your way. Once you get to this section, go left, take the shortcut instead. For the final section of the stage, all you have to do is just boost on the water. Where am I going? Help! Help! And with that, that is the end of the stage and on to the next level. Starting out in Arid Sands, it doesn't really matter if you take the shortcut or go up top. I take the shortcut just because it's a shortcut and it's a time save, but you can do whichever, it doesn't matter. I'm not too sure what happens when you take the right path. I've never taken that path before, but this path doesn't require jumping, so I take this one instead. Someone want to tell me how I missed that? Over here, it's the same problem as Windmill Act 2. You're going to want to light speed dash over the stairs instead of, you know, slamming into it. For this section, you're going to want to fall down below because, again, you can't wall jump, and then you're going to want to pass this quick time event so you can get onto the top level. Once you get to this crossroad, you're going to want to take the right path instead of the left one because you have to jump to get to the left one, and you cannot do that. Once you get past there, you're going to want to take the shortcut, do the quick time event, slam face first into the wall, and then you're at the end of the level. On to the next one. Unfortunately, Jungle Joyride is a pretty short level. We do not make it very far. Once you get over here, you actually don't have to homing attack the spring. You can just walk right into the robot and it'll send you upward right into the shortcut. Here you can't jump, so you have to hit the enemy and he blows his load right in your face. Wait a minute. Once you get past there, you're going to want to fail this quick time event. You don't want to pass, otherwise it'll send you straight into the vine and you can't jump out of it. And unfortunately, after you pass this loop-de-loop, you cannot go further in this level. Last up is Eggman Land, and unlike the HD version, we actually make it farther than 5 seconds. For this section, you're going to want to take the long way around. You can't take the shortcut because that would require jumping, so just drift around the corners. Unfortunately though, once you hit this this 2D section, you cannot escape from it because you cannot jump out of the Ferris wheel. So unfortunately, this is where the level and the video ends. Thank you all for watching.